Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1976's Carrie. Before we get started, if you want to reach out, follow me and Corey on Twitter. You can follow me at Junior D's. You can follow Corey at Idle Poncho. And let's get into the cast of 1976's Carrie. This film stars Sissy Spacek as Carrie White, Piper Laurie as Margaret White, Amy Irving as Sue Snell, John Travolta as Billy Nolan, William Katt as Tommy Ross, or the Greatest American Hero, Nancy Allen as Chris Hargenson, and Betty Buckley as Miss Collins.
And you forgot PJ Souls as Norma. We do not forget to mention PJ Souls on this show. I'm not going to tell you again.
I hated her character because she wore the hat.
Oh, you're one of those dudes. Like, women can't wear ball caps.
No, you could wear ball caps.
Men.
You could wear ball caps, but the whole, like, I like my ball cap and I'm going to wear a gown to the prom with my ball cap and, because that's who I am. I just don't like characters like that, and she was annoying. So
maybe she has, like, hair loss or something. Premature baldness. She could have, like, female pattern baldness. It's, exactly.
You know,
she's just trying to cover her shit up, and you're sitting over there like, yeah, look at the girl in the hat.
What? God.
This film begins in the girls' locker room after gym class.
And that's where the film ended for me. I watched it like twice. By that time it was done, or I was, and then I just fell asleep and peacefully dreamed away my problems.
You have some, like, there's some I'm Blossoming music in the back with naked girls messing around in the locker room, you know, as you do. And I can't show a lot of clips of the locker room because there's naked women just doing stuff. But I will say this, and I mentioned it in The Human Tornado, and I'll say it here. 1976 was apparently, let's just shoot bush and put it on film. There was more bush than the Australian outback in this locker room. It was crazy. Like,
oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, dude, I look like Michael Jackson eating popcorn at the beginning of the Thriller video watching this scene.
I'm not going to lie. I was a little grossed out. But, you know, that's just me.
Well, yeah, you can't even take women with ball caps on, let alone women rocking au natural down there. Me, healthy bush is the way to go.
Cool. To each their own. Again, whatever. I'm not going to judge on that one.
I think it was hilarious playing the I'm coming of age as a woman music. When some of these women walking through the locker room, and I get it, you can't show 17-year-old naked girls, but some of these women had like 30-year-old bush.
I was just going to say, some of the women were clearly 30.
Oh, dude, I saw a chick breastfeeding. Get the fuck out of here.
Carrie is in the shower, and she gets her first period, and after losing her shit and wiping her bloody hands on everybody and all of her classmates, the girls, instead of helping her, start throwing tampons and toilet paper and shit at her while chanting, I got a couple of don't do that's. Hi, everybody. If you're bleeding for any reason, don't wipe your blood on people. Don't run around going, ooh, and wiping your blood on random people. Because
I don't care if you've been shot, don't do that.
Yeah, that shit's just nasty. Don't do that.
No.
On the other side, if somebody comes to you and they're clearly in distress because they don't know what's going on and they're bleeding for an unexplained reason, you can go, don't wipe that on me. That's gross. That's the extent of it, but then try to help the best you can. Don't throw tampons and toilet paper and towels and shit at them, yelling, not even yelling, chanting, plug it up. Like you're at a football game, cheering on your team. Like everybody had their chant. Like I felt like I was in a soccer stadium. and everybody was yelling "Olay." They're chanting "Plug it up." Don't do that.
No. If this movie weren't about Carrie, it would have been called A Karen Is Born, starring Bradley Cooper. Because, dude, the unbelievable bitches that these girls are becoming.
Yes.
I thought dudes were fucked up in school. Like, as somebody who got fucked with quite often in his younger age, I thought guys were really bad, and I'm sitting there watching this like, God damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Gary, if a dude had something wrong with his dick and was running up like, show up people blood, they'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God, it's his dick. Like, we need to get this guy help. Now, his dick. That could happen to any of us.
Yeah.
This was just fucked up, dude.
After this, Miss Collins comes in to quote unquote help Carrie, and Carrie seemingly, bursts a light bulb with her mind, and she's freaking out. And apparently this is back in the day where you could just smack the shit out of people to calm them down. Miss Collins and any teacher out there, don't do this. When people are hysterical, don't smack the shit out of them, or if they disagree with you or go against what you say. Miss Collins, her pimp hand is strong in this movie. She smacks the shit out of everybody in this movie. And while at home, because Carrie goes home, she's tormented by her Bible-beating mother, and she literally beats her with a Bible. It was bad.
Said, "Hi, Mama, I'm home." Whack with a fucking Bible upside the head.
You sinner. So I felt like this kind of took me back to my childhood, and that wasn't fun. So
is it because you were showing everybody your dirty pillows?
I can see your dirty pillows. Everyone will.
Her mom then locks Carrie in a closet and forces her to pray because she believes that Carrie received her period due to sinning and things. FYI, Carrie's mother, also unvaccinated, but that's besides the point.
Yes. Very 100% yes, that is. That's one of those assumptions where it's like, no, that shit's a fact. You just know some things about certain people.
This is the weird thing about her getting locked in the closet, outside of the whole religious Bible beating thing. She locks her in the closet, and it looks like, I don't know, like a confessional. And you got the little statuette of Jesus, like the dollar store statuette. Is that Dave Mustaine from Megadeth? Like, that's what the Jesus on the cross looks like.
He looks like Dave Mustaine on like all of the cocaine. Because his eyes are bugging, dude. That Jesus looks like it got led to the cross but didn't understand what was about to happen, and then they put the first nail in and he went, fuck! Like, his eyes are so big.
And we're back at school. Tommy Ross, greatest American hero, sitting in English class, has his poem read, and Carrie responds by telling the class that it was beautiful.
Which, spoiler alert, he confesses later, he didn't write that shit.
Yes, exactly.
But even in this scene, now this is what pisses me off, because at least the gym teacher cares about the kid that's getting fucked with.
Yes.
This fat fuck of an English teacher is like, nah, that's not a criticism, Carrie.
Is that the beautiful you mean, is it, Carrie? Hmm? Well, I'm afraid, Carrie, this is hardly a criticism.
Who the fuck are you to make fun of her? Fat, cheese-eating son of a bitch. I hated that. When he got electrocuted, I fucking stopped the tape so I could give it a standing ovation.
Meanwhile, in gym class, Miss Collins berates the other girls for what they did to Carrie, punishes them all with 70s style calisthenics.
Basically, this was the first movie they showed on Skinamax. It was just like girls working out, like teenage girls working out in gym clothes.
But then Miss Collins, this is the second smack that Nancy Allen receives here. So she smacks the shit out of Chris, who's the leader of the clique, because she doesn't want to do that, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and this is how you know you're on track to being a Karen. When you've done something wrong, get punished for it, and halfway through the punishment, just be like, fuck this, I'm going home.
The period's not up, Hargenson. It is from me. Keep running. Well, there are 10 minutes left. Stick 'em up your...
You're on track to Karenville. You need to start pumping your brakes immediately. And this slap is what should have brought her back to reality.
Yes.
Because and this is one of those things, I do not condone punishment like that in school or any of that shit. I'm just saying, if you have a kid that acts like Nancy Allen, I hope somewhere there's a gym teacher slapping the dog shit out of them.
Dude, you have condoned the brutal beating of Nancy Allen throughout this movie.
Just her character, first off. No, I haven't. Just the character, Chris. Nancy Allen is a wonderful actress and human being. I support her fully.
I'm sure she's a great person.
And I don't care if you're a man, woman, or child. If you act like this character, I hope somebody smacks the shit out of you for your own good.
Yes. No, the problem nowadays is nobody's afraid to get the shit smacked out of them.
No, and this may come as a shock to you, but as a child, I ran my mouth quite often. No. And it was only until I got hit in the face for the first time where I went, maybe I was the asshole in that situation.
Makes you think.
Perspective.
Sometimes.
You need
perspective.
Yeah, you got it. Sometimes you need to take a step back, have your bell rung to kind of clear the cobwebs out, and then just kind of look at everything from afar and understand that most of the time, you probably did something to get hit in the face.
And after this, Sue, who was also part of the clique, she feels guilty about her part in teasing Carrie, so she asks Tommy, her boyfriend, to take Carrie to the prom. Tommy begrudgingly agrees to do so. And then we have a John Travolta sighting getting blown after smacking his girlfriend, Chris, in the car.
Yeah, well, you could tell this was his audition reel for fucking Urban Cowboy. Because he's basically playing Bud before he moved to fucking, where was it, Houston?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and in this scene, we also, we see earlier and leading into everything else that Carrie has telekinesis powers. Chris, her character, is a ventriloquist because in this scene, she tells John how much she hates Carrie White as she's going down on him.
Billy, I hate Carrie White.
Either Travolta's got a tiny penis or she's the best ventriloquist out there.
And I think it's probably more likely that there's a tiny dick in her mouth.
Hey, again, I'm not here to judge.
Which I am, because I can't talk with a toothpick in my mouth. How in the fuck are you a grown man getting a fucking blowjob and she's talking very clearly?
Tommy then asks Carrie to the prom. Carrie refuses because she thinks that Tommy's trying to trick her again. And after a pep talk with Miss Collins and Tommy's persistence, Carrie finally agrees to go to the prom with him. And while everyone else is getting ready for the prom, Chris schemes with Billy to get revenge on Carrie. They go to a farm and slaughter some pigs, drain their blood into a bucket, and place the bucket in one of the rafters in the school gym. I'm gonna stop here. We're gonna go ahead and don't do that. Let's go to a farm, slaughter some pigs, and drop real blood on this high school girl that we don't like because she had her period.
She had her period. We fucked with her and tortured her for having the exact same thing that happens to us happen to her in public.
Yes.
I got rightfully punished for it, but because I got punished and hit by the gym teacher, I now have to dump blood on this girl. And I got to throw a PSA on top of your don't do that real quick. Hi, boys. Uncle Corey here. If you are compelled to do some awful, rotten shit to another person or even another animal, because the girl next to you has tits? Stop. Pump your fucking brakes. They're just boobs. Somebody else will fuck you, and I guarantee you they have boobs, who's not going to ask you to do any of this heinous shit.
Exactly. This
is fucking insanity, dude. And when we talk about, like, they're, like, kids do fucked up things. Yeah. Right? Like, kids they say fucked up things, and they treat each other like shit, and they fist fight and pick on weaker people. Fine. You are gleefully slaughtering animals, Jeffrey Dahmer style, P.S.
Yes.
To drain the blood, to torture the fucking girl who's already tortured every single day.
This isn't over. This isn't over by a long shot.
I thought there would be something weird, like, because I haven't seen this in forever. So when they were getting ready to do the pig thing, I forgot that Travolta was like, give me a sledgehammer, pussies. I'm going to do this myself.
I can't, you. Oh, I knew it. I knew this would happen. Now just you. Hold it there, you pig.
And then fucking Nancy Allen sitting there going, do it. Do it.
They took way too much pleasure in that.
Way too much.
Yeah. Like, it was orgasmic. But
I'm just going to say this is the epitome of white people shit.
Yes. At dinner, in front of a creepy painting of the Last Supper, Carrie asks her mother's permission to go to the prom. Her mother throws her drink in Carrie's face and goes crazy because God, sex and things. And she tells her that Tommy's only after her for sex, and Carrie then uses her telekinesis to slam all the windows and doors shut in the house. To which this is when her mom finally realizes oh, my daughter's got powers.
You fucked up now, you know that, right?
Yeah. This is
you fucked up now. You know that, right?
This is literally the definition for fuck around and find out. Her mom pushes Carrie to the point, and Carrie's like, it's almost like a Bronx Tale.
Now you just can't leave.
Carrie's the original Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah. Yes. So we then get some scenes of everyone getting ready for the prom. Chris is being her douchey self, watching her friends getting the gym ready. And the night of the prom rolls around, and Carrie's mother tells her that she can see her dirty pillows. Her and Carrie get into another fight here. Carrie then uses her powers to push her mother into a bed, tells her to shut the fuck up until she leaves. And Carrie bounces with Tommy.
Yeah, Carrie's fresh out of fucks at this point.
Oh, she's got no fucks to give.
She made this dress. She's feeling good. She's looking good. She is going out tonight.
Yes.
And nobody's bringing her down. I loved it.
No, this was great. The whole scene of her getting ready and then getting into it with her mom. And then this is actually, okay, so I'm going to do an aside here. This is actually the first time in this movie, because Sissy Spacek at the beginning of this movie, I know they're ridiculing her and yada yada, but she seems weird.
Yes.
Just the clothes she wears, how she acts, she seems weird. She's now transitioning into and the whole pushing her mom down and you shut the fuck up and don't say a word until I leave. This is the most normal teenage thing she's done throughout this movie.
Here. Yeah, telekinesis or not, she's acting like a real teenager here.
Exactly. And she's actually here as she's getting ready because she's starting to feel more comfortable in her own skin. She's starting to feel like she's accepted, and so she's actually starting to act more normal and speak more. Her speech pattern changes from the beginning.
Oh, very much so.
To here. But Carrie and Tommy then get to the prom, and Carrie starts feeling more accepted by Tommy's friends. Miss Collins then comes over and shares with Carrie the story of her prom and telling her she should cherish the memory forever. And Carrie and Tommy then dance together in a weird spinny shot Like, I almost got vertigo during this shot.
This was this was actually my favorite shot of the entire film, because they did a good job right here using the camera to represent Carrie and her whole life kind of turning into this whirlwind overnight. You know what I mean? Like, she's almost being taken to fucking Oz at this point.
Yeah.
Just because of how everything is completely doing a 180 for her. I absolutely love the shot. I agree. It was fucking me up.
Yeah.
I had to kind of put my head down a couple times because I can't take this spinny shit. But man, it was by far my favorite shot.
I'll be honest. I agree with everything you said. It was a good shot. They stayed on it for a little too long. I had to pause it and lay down for a second. So.
Yeah, I mean, the movie's 1 hour 38 minutes long. It could have been 1 hour 35 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. So, according to plan, now at the prom, Norma and some of Billy's friends fix the ballot so that Carrie and Tommy are elected prom king and queen.
And I have a question here.
I probably know what your question is, but I'll let you go ahead.
It's really not about the homecoming king and queen thing, but it's the dynamic of the friends here. Because Tommy's the high school quarterback and the football player.
Yes.
He is Captain Popular, right?
Yes.
Everything he should be, All-American, the hair, everything, he's the guy.
Yep.
Amy Irving's character hangs out with Nancy Allen and PJ Souls' character.
Yes.
Like, they're kind of the mean girls, the popular girls of the school.
Yes.
So it makes sense that she's dating, Amy Irving is dating the captain of the football team. On board with that. But Nancy Allen and PJ Souls seem to be dating the white trash at the school.
Yes.
Right? Because, like, Travolta is not a football player. He's doing nothing. He's just a fucking idiot drunk slamming beers back.
Yeah.
And PJ Souls' boyfriend, some fat dipshit who doesn't look like he can even tie his shoes, let alone look at his own pee-pee. So
he also looks like he's 35. Motherfucker, you're 35.
Oh, 100%. 100%. The shit you could get away with in the 70s is amazing.
Exactly.
He's fucking taking high school girls to prom and shit. But yeah. I don't understand how...
The dynamic is weird.
Yeah, because I don't know how it was with you guys, but when you were popular, all the popular kids hung out together. And if somebody, if the quarterback, whoever was more popular, if the quarterback decided to date a girl who wasn't in that group, she was kind of put into that group automatically.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, too. Speaking of the dynamics, and this is one of the questions I had, because, like, his friend, Tommy's friends, like the crew that he goes to buy tuxes with and whatever.
Yeah, they're kind of nerds, right?
Yeah, they're not athletes, they're not whatever, but those are like his boys.
Yeah.
But he's dating Sue, like the whole the friends dynamic is just it's
all over.
Listen, Tommy's very inclusive. We'll just say that. And he invites everybody into his friends crew, so it's weird that he's dating Sue, who's like the mean girl, and dates and hangs out with like these assholes.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's one thing to kind of be like, yeah, I got caught up in the kind of group mentality thing, and I went way too far. Cool, we get that.
Yeah,
but they're your friends.
Yeah, yeah.
So I didn't get that, and my other question is, if you're gonna pull a prank on the nerd, why the fuck are you also doing that when the goddamn captain of the football team is up there?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, in our school, that guy was untouchable.
Yeah, that's a no-no.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
Hey, I'm the captain of the football team. Now I'm going to run for student body president. Nobody's running against you. You won. You know what I mean? Like, you were kind of that big of a shit on campus. Yeah. So what the fuck are they doing this next to you?
And to that point, so we have Carrie and Tommy getting, elected as prom king and queen. Carrie's feeling even more accepted. People are cheering and clapping as they get onto the stage. We then see Sue sneak into the prom because she wants to see Tommy and Carrie because, you know, she actually, you know, she's the Tin Man. She now has a heart and she wants to see how this is all progressing. And Chris and Billy are under the stage here. Sue realizes what's about to happen. So she rushes towards the stage, but then is intercepted by the abusive Miss Collins, who is like, I haven't smacked the shit out of somebody in a while. Hey, look, there's Sue.
Yeah.
And
you're not supposed to be here without a date, you fucking hoe. Shit out that bitch.
She thinks basically that Sue's out to go after Tommy and Carrie, and Sue gets tossed out by Miss Collins. And at that moment, Chris yanks the cord. The pig blood dumps all over Carrie. And this is actually a really cool... The way this is shot is really cool because the students all look and like gasp in horror, like, holy shit. Appalled. Yeah. Yes. Tommy gets pissed. He's yelling, like, what the hell's going on? And then the bucket falls and knocks him out. Well, knocks Tommy out on the stage.
Yep.
Carrie snaps here. And the way this is all shot, because they're all like, oh my God. Miss Collins is the same way. Like, everybody's like, holy shit. But she imagines that all the students, the faculty, everybody's laughing. You get the mom's voiceover. They're all going to laugh at you. And Adam Sandler comes in after this. Yeah. Carrie then uses her telekinesis to close everyone into the gym.
Snuff. She goes fucking nuts.
She goes crazy.
Love it.
And she gives everybody the fire hose treatment here. She electrocutes the faculty, which you loved. And then she just burns the place to the ground. As
poor goddamn Miss Collins gets chopped in half.
Dude, she took it.
I didn't like seeing her get murked. That was sad. She took. Oh, dude, she didn't deserve that.
But as far as deaths go, she had the best death of the movie.
Oh,
well, she had the second best death in the movie. We'll get to the best death of the movie.
Yes, we will.
And Chris and Billy look on from outside because they actually made it out in time, and they watch everybody get murked here.
Before we go any further, I had beef with their whole fucking plan here. Okay, so they have this loose bucket of liquid, which is unstable, PS, up on a fucking little beam. We'll call it a 2x4 to be generous, but that motherfucker is thin as fucking John Travolta's dick. So this bucket's up there. They got it tied to a fucking string, and they're underneath the stage. Nobody's gone backstage, so I get it. They're not supposed to be there, but they keep peeking out like fucking idiots. Just like,
and nobody sees them.
What's going on? Nobody sees them ever. This whole fucking string that shouldn't exist anywhere is running all the way down this platform, down through the thing. Amy Irving's the only one that sees it. So they pull the bucket, have to assume it works, because you don't know. You're underneath the fucking stage. You have to crawl out the back, run out the back door, run all the way around to the glass, to the window to look into this fucking gymnasium basement to see what you've done. By that point, it's all over.
Yeah, the payoff isn't there. Yeah,
what, like, PJ Souls is the only one that sees it and is laughing because she knows what was going to happen.
Not only is she laughing, she is like about to have a heart attack. She's laughing so hard. And then when the bucket hits Tommy in the head and knocks him out, she almost shits her pants. Like,
oh yeah, the rest of her hair's about to fall out. She's laughing so hard.
She almost knocks her baseball cap off. You see her bald spot. Like, she is out. She is on the floor rolling around, laughing her dick off. Like,
and this is what I love this scene too, because this is like the best representation of a bully in her.
Yeah.
Is she's laughing her ass off. They all try and get out of the building once shit starts going haywire, right? And like the doors close on her boyfriend. And she loses her mind because her boyfriend is caught in a door. That's a bully 100% of the way.
Yes, absolutely.
Everything is funny when everything is happening to other people. As soon as I stub my toe, my goddamn world has collapsed.
Yes. As Carrie walks home here, Chris and Billy try to run Carrie over with Billy's car.
Billy's shit-faced again and has no idea what's going on. He just knows he saw some shit. He witnessed some shit and needs more alcohol in him.
Yes.
Nancy Allen's character, Chris, is licking her fucking sociopathic lips and fucking going full speed at Carrie.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, these murderous teenagers.
I want to know what happened to her, because Piper Laurie looks like Mom of the Year compared to whatever the fuck is happening in Nancy Allen's house.
Agreed. But Carrie uses her powers here to move the car around her, flip it, and then blow it up.
And now those two got lucky.
Yes.
I wanted their death to be horrific and painful.
Yes.
Like, I wanted her to pull limbs off with her fucking mind.
Agreed. It needed to be slow and painful.
So look, I don't like a bully in any fucking movie. It's pretty obvious why. Look at me. But I hated these two so much.
Yeah.
I
same.
wanted them to get their just desserts, and they realized death was too nice for them.
Absolutely, dude. Carrie then gets home, sees that her mother has turned their house into a goddamn church candle section, and she then draws a bath to get cleaned up.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. We've talked a lot about bathing on this show. This is a prime example of why a bath doesn't work. She's rinsing off the pig's blood with diluted pig's blood.
With more pig's blood. Places
the blood did not go, it is now in, because you have immersed yourself in pig's blood water.
This is what I've realized. God. Over the years and over the hundreds or thousands of movies I've seen in my lifetime, there's a weird thing that happens with religious people in movies. And it goes hand in hand, and I don't know why. Bible beaters, religious households love a bath for some strange reason. I don't know. Was there, I don't even remember off the top of my head, was there a shower nozzle in, or was it just like a claw bath that...
Dude, I honestly could not tell you.
In religious households,
all I
they
thought
don't
was
even
turn the thing on, and I'm like, if this bitch doesn't pull the plug to start the shower, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
She was like, no, plug it up. Plug it up.
That's not what they meant, Carrie.
After she gets out of the bath, her mother then appears and tells Carrie that she was the result of a marital rape or premarital sex.
She let her husband fuck her one time, and then they swore to God they were never going to do it again. And they laid in bed and just slept with each other, but didn't actually have any sex whatsoever for X amount of years.
Yeah.
Until one night, he came home smelling like whiskey, pseudo-raped her, but she really liked it because she basically comes all over again thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like, I'm not even, like, making a fucking rape joke.
No.
It's literally what she says. She goes over and over about how much she liked it.
Yeah.
And how that makes her disgusting, too, and how basically Carrie's the devil.
Yeah.
Which,
because of that.
Here's where I get confused, because she also says, like, I should have given you over to Jesus.
I should have given you to God when you were born.
That would be abortion or murder.
I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna say, I don't
know how your scales of justice work, but
yeah,
here's a fucking spoiler alert for you. When you dabble in religion, you tend to dabble in hypocrisy. FYI.
just not here to judge. We're just throwing that out there.
Tossing that layup out there.
Then she takes out a knife and stabs Carrie in the back. Carrie then falls down the stairs, gets away from her mother, and when her mother corners her in the kitchen, Carrie uses her power to crucify her mother with kitchen knives and a carrot peeler.
Awesome.
Which, this scene, I know I said Miss Collins. I misspoke earlier when I said Miss Collins is like the best murder. It's the second best, because this murder scene is dope.
This is fantastic. This was worth the price of admission alone. If you've gotten this far in the movie and you're like, I'm not really into this, like I don't get it, I don't like it, whatever.
Yeah.
This is the kill you've been waiting for in a horror movie. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. And then after killing her mother, Carrie then like pulls her mother down. Carrie's powers then cause the house to collapse and burn to the ground.
Yep.
As she takes her mother in the Dave Mustaine Jesus closet, and Carrie dies. But an unspecified amount of time later, Sue, having survived prom night because Miss Collins kicked her out, she experiences a nightmare where she visits Carrie's house, or where Carrie's house used to be. And she reaches down to put flowers on the burnt lot, and Carrie's bloodstained hand reaches up from the rubble, grabs her. Sue then, after this nightmare, wakes up screaming, loses her shit. She's in her mother's arms. End of movie. Credits roll.
If I may offer one critique of this last shot here, I didn't like it because it was very obviously a dream.
Yes.
Take your fucking like the 70s dream lens thing. That shit drives me crazy. And I liked how De Palma used it in a lot of shots here, because he did it when Carrie thought everybody was laughing at her. Yeah. And it like dropped into like the hexagons or whatever. And she was like spinning. That was cool. That camera work. The spinning around was cool, and how it kind of got hazy and fuzzy from time to time. Yeah. This, though, it was just very obviously a dream. It would have been much cooler if it was just a regular shot scene and then she woke up.
I did like a lot of the shots in this movie. Like after the pig blood gets dropped on Carrie, they have the dual shot, like the split screen dual shot, close up of her face, the wide shot with her covered in blood. Yep. I kind of wanted them to reshoot the whole Carrie getting blood dumped on her, because like there was like 4 drops on her head and a little bit on her shoulders, and then they cut back and she's completely covered in blood. I'm like, I don't think it would have taken much time to get some dude in a fucking ladder, just dump some shit on her and just shoot that. Like,
I always just assumed that was the blood from Tommy's head wounds. You know, like what? The pig's blood largely missed, and she got a couple drops, and then Tommy gets hit with the bucket, and that shit just splatters her.
Let's go with that. Let's go with that. But, dude, all in all, man, I still love this movie. Sissy Spacek does a great job. They all do a great job.
Oh, fantastic.
But Sissy Spacek, Piper Laurie, like them two just by themselves do a fantastic job. Mm-hmm. And the concept of this movie is just brilliant, because
what cracks me up about the concept, if I may interrupt you for a minute, this is the one thing that struck me about the whole, if you really break it down to what it is, it's very obvious that a man wrote this movie, because this is about a teenage girl who gets her period, her superpowers mature, and she goes on a homicidal rampage.
Beautiful.
And look, this movie is every outcast fantasy.
Oh, 100%.
Come to life. You know what 100%. I mean? This is what anybody that's ever been picked on, anybody that feels not seen, left out, whatever. This is their fantasy movie.
And I think for those people, I mean, you and I are included in that crew.
Oh, 100%.
But this is how we got through those times. We watched movies like Carrie, like, yeah. And then when I get telekinesis powers, then they'll all pay.
Oh,
like, that's how
I still try and move potatoes with my mind. Doesn't work. I'm not going to do it ever. I've come to that conclusion.
No, dude. I'm pretty much an old man at this point, and I'm still trying to work on shit. You know, I'm trying to find my powers so that people will pay for their being mean to me. So
yeah, I'm actually outside of YouTube. I'm trying not to be seen. And it was actually one of Sissy Spacek's amazing kind of work in this movie, was her a bit like the way she was in her shell, how she acted, how her shoulders were slumped over, her head was down. like how she like was real tight in herself, and you know, every mannerism she had in this movie is how somebody like that behaves, how they act, their posture, everything, her speech pattern, how you brought up, how that changes over time. Just the little things done by the actors in this movie were fantastic.
Oh,
and I mean,
absolutely.
I fucked with Nancy Allen this entire movie, and that's because she did such a good job of playing that character.
Yeah.
That character was a piece of human shit.
Yes.
And I mean, she, and like I said, she was in RoboCop. She's been in a million other movies where she is not that person. So this is really a credit to her that she got such an emotion out of me, because typically protagonists or antagonists don't do that to me in movies. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
This, I was like, fuck that. I will say this.
Same.
Just as my little wrap up here, this movie could not be made today, because if you walked out of the theater going, man, fuck yeah, Carrie got them all, you would be considered victim blaming. So you could not make this movie today.
I totally disagree.
That's why I'm a big fan of context, because in context, like 99% of the kids in that fucking school deserve what happened to them. And the other 1%, they just hadn't done the shit yet. Because all teenagers are psychopaths.
This movie 100% still holds up, still stands the test of time. In fact, it actually stands the test of time and is a better movie than the remake.
100%. 100%.
I think you can remake this movie, you know, excluding a few things in the original. But at the end of it, you're right. 99% of the people in that gym did deserve to die, but mainly because they're sinners, Corey.
Show her that if she had remained sinless, the curse of blood would never have come on her.
All right, well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1976's Carrie.